tricky problem up and down the country on third round weekend. It's a good day to keep the ball on the ground. The ground that's taken the rain pretty well here at Stamford Bridge. The wind basically behind Chelsea in the first half, although there's a swirl to it, and a very nervous kick by Peter Schmeichel, and that's got the Chelsea fans going straight away.
Just looking at Mark Hughes right away, Mark, and he's dropped off the front. Whether he's going to just get back in, he's in alongside Nicky Butt at the moment. And I think, as I thought, I think when they lose the ball, then I think that Hughes will try and get himself into that little deeper area and help his lads out.
It's box for Beckham, who scored a splendid goal here last season. At the end of the ground, he's attacking today, and Chelsea have to concede a corner.
I can't
some uncertainty in front of the goalkeeper.
I mean, in a day like today, you've already mentioned how this wind is swirling. The ball's down there. You're a centre-back, you've got to head it. You just got to put your head on it and clear it.
Giggs with the corner. Ronnie Johnson. And Cole almost got a touch. Sheringham! Corner again.
Got to block the bus. But Johnson's is the header, it's a great chance, man. He makes a great run. I don't think he gets that. It's mainly off the shoulder. But Sheringham would certainly have fancied the volley. Has just dropped really invitingly to him. Not a great header from Petrescu. Great volley, but a super block.
Beckham again, and Dehoe in difficulties again. Blocked this time by Hughes. Well, Ronnie Johnson, whose only senior goal for Manchester United came in the Charity Shield from a corner against Chelsea. Hughes caught quickly by Giggs, and Andy Cole in the clear. But the clear didn't stay there for long enough for Cole to get the shot in.
He's looking around saying, was he fouled by Steve Clarke? I don't think so. I think Clarke just did enough. But it's dangerous, even in these conditions. They're playing balls into central areas. Mark Hughes received a ball, and he's back to play. He's immediately, he needs a call, he needs to be told. And then when he just takes, he dwells on it a little bit too much for me, Cole. Didn't quite get it out his feet. Steve Clarke comes sliding in. Does get the right leg, the standing leg. I think from the referee where he was standing, he would not have seen that at all.
Lovely glancing touch there by Sheringham, who covered a lot of ground to make the ball. Here's and Paul Scholes goes on, and the sort of chance you'd expect him to take with some aplomb. His natural finisher.
What a miss. Look at the way he gets in behind Di Matteo. Again, it's that midfield area. When you don't think Mark Hughes is quite there defensively. And if Di Matteo doesn't pick people up, you might see quite a bit of this. That's a glorious opportunity. And for one, normally so assured. The thing I'm surprised, not that he hasn't scored, is that he hasn't tested the goalkeeper. So I'm sure he'd hit the target.
Well, Alex Ferguson, I'm sure, would have backed him then. Many would have done. Owen. Cole again, first to it. LeBeuf making up the ground. Andy Cole staying on his feet. Sheringham's in the centre. LeBeuf makes sure that Cole can't see him straight away. Deflects towards Teddy Sheringham, and David Beckham puts Manchester United into the lead. Well, he's not had the best start to his game, but he came in at the right place then, and it's a goal certainly much merited for Alex Ferguson's team.
Can't argue with this. Saw what we do with Cole though, his pace, his strength. And he took his time, worked it in. They get a little bit of luck with the deflection, but look how many red shirts have caught the player. That's what you talk about when people have got a desire to get in there. Cole might have left a lot of players behind in this, but by the time he's held it up and got it back into the danger area, Manchester United have got 3 players up in support.
Well, the Chelsea fans were giving him stick, and he went to them and said, at least with a gesture, you're behind, we're in front. Sheringham, oh, that was high. Stephen Lodge says play on. Beckham, Scholes. Sheringham was waiting on the right-hand side. Beckham spotted him. Gary Neville joining in. Lasso. Working hard to try and be an influence on the game for Chelsea. Mark Hughes had to make sure he went for the ball then. Giggs. The trickery and the talent flowing from Manchester United. Giggs was trying to go on.
That'll be a booking.
And it's Nichols who caught him.
Lovely play in amidst all those tackles. Suddenly Giggs produced one or two beautiful, skillful touches.
And here goes Beckham. He scored another one. De Goey left in a heap in his net. The ball's in his net. Beckham's put it there twice now.
Well, does this go around the wall? Does it go through it? Because it's hit very, very low. Round it goes. That's a beautiful free kick. Absolutely beautiful. He sticks someone at the end of the wall. He just steps out the way, takes a player with him. That's the little gap that Beckham's looking for. Watch Sheringham take Petrescu out the way. Now that's the way it's worked in the training ground, Mark. Now that's a free kick in anybody's language. But the referees don't see it. You work it out on the ground. Sheringham's job is remove Petrescu from the wall. He did that. Beckham's job is find that space. He did that. De Goey has no chance.
But would it be fair to say that the man on the end of the wall should know that that's what Sheringham's trying to do to him? And Petrescu was pulled away, well, with consummate ease by Sheringham. Beckham put it into the right place. There was no chance really for De Goey to get across and keep it out. Let's have a look at the goals.
Well, two very different goals from David Beckham, but two very good goals from Manchester United. They get a little bit of luck with a deflection off Dubry, and this was, well, bread and butter for David Beckham to slot that in. But this, a training ground routine, but you need to have great quality to be able to pick that exact spot the way Beckham did there.
Well, it's now 66 goals for Manchester United in all competitions, and we're only at the beginning of January. Cole. Well, Chelsea have got to push players on when opportunities present themselves to do so. Here's Gianfranco Zola. Well, the lucky man for Manchester United was Ronnie Johnson.
But that's the difficulty, talk about it often. Any ball, this is a quality ball, because it's played in so that Johnson's facing his own goal and he has to deal with it right on the edge of the 6-yard box. And that's what makes it difficult. Even an international has trouble dealing with that sort of cross.
Well, we talked about the experience here against Liverpool, maybe giving Chelsea some impetus for a charge in the second half. Of course, more recently they can look to the Coventry example against Manchester United, who found two late goals to turn what looked like a recent defeat into a splendid victory at Highfield Road. Mike Ferguson will tell you, we do make things hard for ourselves sometimes. I just expect it these days. He's probably sitting there expecting Chelsea to get a goal now. But it's his side that have the thrust, and they have Andy Cole. Sheringham saying, played across to me, but Cole goes alone! And Manchester United lead by 3 goals to 0. Another for the collection for Andy Cole, his first at Stamford Bridge.
Ah, what a goal, what a break. Look at this, a totally overcommitted Chelsea. And you're thinking, go on, play it into Sheringham, go on, go on. No such thought in his head. He was single-minded, and that when he received the ball, when he loosed it, when he was going to pass it, it was going to be into the net. Look at the way De Goey goes to ground, a little bit of air on it, and he leaves the goalkeeper stranded. He looks up, he sees Sheringham, he knows he's there, but such is the confidence he has in his own ability at the moment to finish things off. He didn't use him, he didn't need him.
Well, it's hard to know what Ruud Gullit can say to his team or do to change his team for the second half, because in this massive third-round pairing in the FA Cup, Manchester United seized the initiative. David Beckham, whose personal game was below par in the early minutes, suddenly emerged upon the scene, and how, running into the right position then to silence the doubters, and then to swerve the free kick splendidly beyond De Goey. Chelsea might have thought that 2 were within reach. Andy Cole has made it 3 with a splendid surge from the halfway line. The home supporters are gloomy. It's Chelsea 0, United 3 at the break. Chelsea's shortcomings. Manchester United have been magnificent.
They've been irresistible, Martin. I mean, I think it's a great example to any young players who think that you just need talent in this game to succeed. We're seeing players out here with incredible talent, but who are working harder than any players around at the moment. And that's the secret of their success. It's a combination of both.
And here they come again with Sheringham. Myers intervening. Mateo. Another advantage for Chelsea. Can they take it? Dubry. Oh, and Schmeichel had to reach it. Still in play here with Lasso. Oh, it's now Zola. Schmeichel saves, and that's a bit more like it. Chelsea will feel.
Well, this is one of these balls that's tucked in, not a shot, a bit of a cross shot. It could easily sneak in the corner. A brilliant save, not once, but twice from Peter Schmeichel. Look at his positioning for that Zola shot. Absolutely top class. Got himself up, out to the 6-yard box, narrowed the angle down. Good goalkeeping. That's more like it from Chelsea. But they've got to take a chance, Mark. They've got to throw men forward, and they have done. Well, he's back today, and I think he's showing now his importance with these two saves. That's a wonderful save. The ball came through a ruck of players. That was an impossible angle for Lasso, but watch where the goalkeeper gets himself to. Look at that. 6.5 yards out. By the time Zola's controlled it and struck it goal.
Half an hour to go. A call for Vialli. Sheringham. Giggs going to tuck back inside Petrescu. The pass quite as strong as he would have wanted. Beckham!
Well, it was always wide, but it was struck with great venom. Again, great footwork from Ryan Giggs. Strikes it very well, but never threatening this time.
Fine ball by Leboeuf to take it first time and steered it to Zola. He wins it back aerially. Mickey Button's on the receiving end then from Steve Clark. But he doesn't complain. He goes into joining battle again quickly. Giggs pass, Cole's run. Out comes the Hui. It's 4-0. Just as it was in the FA Cup final itself 4 seasons ago. Andy Cole reaches 50 for Manchester United, a personal milestone.
Great goal, what a ball through. We talked about how he plays on the shoulder of the last defender. That's exactly where he was. And that's a great ball through from Giggs. Absolute precision. De Hoy makes himself bigger this time, but it makes no jot of a difference to Andy Cole in this sort of form. It's the one through the legs, slots it quite beautifully. Great finish, game over.
And Chelsea, who have been trying to muster some fight in the second half, picked off on the break in the grand manner by the grand team. A match that still has more than 15 minutes to run. Still full of running. There's Ryan Giggs. Any other team, Andy, just to make a point, in any other team, he would be a standout player. But he's just one cog in the machine here, isn't he?
It is a machine, and George Graham was absolutely spot on at half-time when he said, this is a performance from the team. It is a team performance. But their energy levels are quite unbelievable. You know, this late in the game, the season that they've had. And
Beckham. Sheringham, 5!
that's a picture. The movement, quite superb. And it's all Sheringham's goal, written all over it. Him in and around the box for crosses. You should watch his movement here. Right in the middle of the screen, there he goes, across the penalty spot. That's so typical of Teddy Sheringham. They get caught, they work the free kick, they put it in there. And look at him, absolute acres. Because he knows where he wants to go, he knows where he wants to get to. This time Beckham does pick out a cross.
Well, don't you ever believe a striker who says it doesn't matter who scores as long as we win. Because Teddy Sheringham shows his delight at getting in on the act here, as Chelsea were ripped apart again. And look at that scoreline, set up as a terrific contest on paper here. Well, it's turned out to be an awesome display from Manchester United, and more one-sided than any of us really could have imagined. Lasso, looping up off Johnson. Viali, Hughes. He's had to be careful with the challenge, and it goes out off Mark Hughes. Rather typical of Chelsea's afternoon. Well, what can we do is the gesture there. It's all gone, the FA Cup. Chelsea's glory in May, such a contrast to their despair now, but it's just another day's work for Manchester United. They're not showing excessive emotion. And Lasso, a great goal for Chelsea. No great joy in it in these circumstances, but he'll look back on the moment that he chipped Peter Schmeichel.
Well, Manchester United have scored some lovely goals this afternoon, and this is up there right alongside them. Beautifully spotted from Graham Lasso. You know, but it's one thing to spot the goalkeeper off the line. It's another to be able to do that. That's a quite beautiful chip. You can bet your life, though, that David Beckham will be getting an ear bashing from his captain. He won't be happy he's conceded a goal. He just dwelt on the ball, edge of the box. David Beckham a little bit long, got caught in possession.
Sheringham. It's beautifully played for Beckham again. He's seen Cole, he's found Cole. And Cole, with 2 under his belt already, wanted to go for goal. LeBeuf, who has been booked, stops him in his tracks.
Yeah, he just drags it past Frank LeBeuf. I think had he not been booked, he probably would have got a yellow card for that challenge.
How can Beckham do it from the same sort of place? Goes the other way, wonderful stop.
Well, it's his side, we would have expected it to stop it, but having been beaten wall side in the first half, he might just have been edging that way. And he's had to just check his step across and throw up that hand. It's a good save.
And Sheringham, after De Gea was deceived by the curve on the corner from Beckham.
I think it's Solskjaer, Martin. He just peels off at the back post.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether the nudge by Dubry right at the last minute puts him off. Because I thought he can't possibly miss this. He's just going to nod it in. De Gea all over the place.
Viali, no flag. Chelsea score again. Just over 7 minutes left. Schmeichel is livid. His statistics being spoilt now.
It's a lovely ball in for him, though. It's a great little ball. Bordering on offside. It's very, very close again. This time it is allowed to go. And that's a decent finish. It's a lovely ball in. And this time Viali's in a position where he can do some damage. It's a good finish. It was at an awkward height for him. Just sits up, gets his knee over it, keeps it down well.
Viali. Sheringham. Well, Chelsea have got nothing to lose in these circumstances. They've been written off in the match. The cup's been taken from them, but they're making chances. And Di Matteo! Well, a whisker away from number 3.
Well, it should have been. I think neither one thing nor the other. He misses a target, and then neither does he pick out Mark Hughes. You watch Mark Hughes at the back post. The ball's any squarer. He's on the end of it.
And a flick it infield for Zola. Butt standing firm. Oh, Pallister, straight to Vialli, and Dan Petrescu for Vialli. It is 3.
Well, Gary Pallister produced the cardinal sin here. He just doesn't look. He doesn't look. He plays it blind, and Vialli full marks to him. He's read it. That's what I mean, man, about coming on and playing through the middle. Because he's come on, he's got himself involved right through the centre instead of wide right, and he's picked up 2 goals for himself.
What was it, Alec Ferguson? We were quoting him in the first half. We do make things hard for ourselves. And who'd have thought that was possible? 5-0 in front. He wouldn't have needed to look at the watch, would he? Earlier in the game. Well, the holders have fallen at the first defence of their crown, and Manchester United, who've won the FA Cup more than any other club, have cleared a very difficult hurdle for long periods. It was very much easier than anticipated. They roared into a 5-0 lead before Vialli started to influence the picture. First of all, it was David Beckham who gave Chelsea the old 1-2 from close range, and then with a free kick that had some subtlety from Sheringham as well. Then Andy Cole hit Chelsea with both barrels. Goals 49 and 50 of his Manchester United career. His second coming in the second half, put through by Giggs. And when Sheringham made it 5-0 deliciously for United, who could have foreseen what would then happen? But Beckham was caught. Lasso, Chip Schmeichel, glorious goal that. Vialli found one in at the near post, and then with the help of Pallister and Petrescu, he got another. An amazing afternoon. Andy Gray, final words.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. It's hard to know how to judge it, Mark, but we saw a scintillating hour and more from Manchester United, and then just when we thought the game was just going to tail away and we could be talking about them, there was a little sting in the tail, but not quite enough. I don't think anyone can argue that the better team on the day has won this football match.